We've just got the announcement we've all been waiting for. Yungblud's fourth studio album, IDOLS, is out on the 20th of June 2025, about 6 weeks from today. This is something that I am beyond excited for. I will be honest, in the initial build-up to this album, I wasn't as excited as I could have been, purely because we didn't know what was going on. This seems to have been a very confusing time for Yungblud and his next album. So when he was releasing Low Life, we all thought that was start of album season, where he had the photo shoot that would look very much like the 21st Century Liability cover, and he kept talking about this album that sounds like 21st Century Liability, and we never got that. Yes, we got some singles that you very much could say did sound like the earlier stuff. And you cannot say that those singles didn't do well. They all did extremely well in their own right. But there was nothing that was game-changing. I'm a massive fan of Low Life. It's one of my favourite Yungblud tracks. But there was nothing that was, oh my Christ, that is really different for Yungblud. This has blown me away as a fan. And I feel like the first real teaser of what was to come was his cover of I Was Made for Loving You. I was made for loving you, baby. Which blew up. And he also had Abyss, which is just a fun, short little track. But I Was Made for Loving You showed that he has an ear for rock music. Not super heavy emo stuff, even though I feel like he could do quite well in that. He's got an ear for the tasteful side of rock. But then going from that, having a massive gap and coming back with Hello Heaven Hello, which when I first listened to it, I was very happy with it, really enjoyed it. The last part where it goes more like an acoustic sound, which is normally a Yungblud that I love, I feel like that part didn't really need to be there. So in a way, it is a little bit stretched out, but the first 6-7 minutes of that song is fucking phenomenal. It's non-stop, it's fun, I love it. It's genius. And if anyone's wondering, my favourite part of Hello Heaven Hello is the first part. Then he's come in with Lovesick Lullaby, which is as Britpop as you can get. It's an absolute tune. And there's no contrast. Like, they're so different from each other. And apparently the first, 5 or so songs on this album are supposed to, blend into each other. God knows what the in-between of Hello Heaven Hello and Lovesick Lullaby is going to sound like. I do think on this album we are going to get quite a few long songs. I'm so happy with that. His self-titled album really struggled because of the lack of anything new and also just a incredibly short runtime. And there was a lot of hype for that album because Weird did really well. And self-titled, yeah, it came out and it went #1 in a load of countries, but it felt like a kind of watered-down version of Weird, which to a Yungblud fan, you just it sounds like Weird sound. Over time, it does sound more and more anonymous. Like when I think of songs like Mad and even Cruel Kids, apart from the fans, who would you say to that isn't a Yungblud fan but knows who he is and go, oh, do you listen to Yungblud? And they're like, oh, he made that Cruel Kids song. No one's going to say that. Whereas on Weird, you at least had people that would know, songs like Charity were big songs. So self-titled for me felt really anonymous. Whereas this album, I feel like this is going to redefine what Yungblud is. I hope it's eccentric. I hope it's out there. I hope there's attitude in it, because I'm sure there will be. Hello Heaven Hello is a very sophisticated rock opera, and Lovesick Lullaby is the more typical Yungblud that you know. But it's just done better. I can't describe it. Charity is probably a more fun and complete song. Lovesick Lullaby flies by, whereas Charity does feel like a bit more of a complete song, but it does sound like Blur meets Oasis. And even though there's loads of comments in Lovesick Lullaby saying Part Life, it doesn't. I love Part Life. To me, it really doesn't sound like it. It might have the same formula of a really catchy chorus and almost a spoken word verse. The two songs put side by side, I don't think they correlate at all. All the people. Another thing that I really want to talk about, because I think this is one of the biggest things about being a fan of Yungblud, it's the aesthetics. The aesthetic of this album, yes, we haven't seen that much of it, but just the album cover, it's very similar to the self-titled one in terms of it's just a picture of him, like a side profile. It just looks better. Like the photography looks beautiful. I love this alternate cover as well. I think this looks phenomenal. I don't like the logo. I don't like the new Yungblud logo. It's so boring. I prefer that one that kind of reminds me of the old Sex Pistols logo. And the biggest thing that's been released, obviously, is the track list. So let's go through what we've got. First off, we've got Hello Heaven Hello. Then Idols Part 1, going into Lovesick Lullaby. And we've got Zombie, a very highly anticipated song. Then we've got The Greatest Parade, Change, Monday Murder, and Ghosts. I can finally say that song title's name. That's the song that he performed at Scala that he was really secretive about. So yes, that does, what I said in my last video does seem to be right, in that it's not a single, it's a song on the album. Then we've got Fire, War, Idols Part 2, and then Supermoon as the finale track. The ways to describe the album being a Britpop album and a rock opera, how much is each going to be? If it was all released together, you'd kind of think that all the rock opera stuff would be on one half and the Britpop stuff would be on the other. But it's not. Clearly, we've had one rock opera single and then we've had Lovesick Lullaby, which is Britpop. Is it going to clash? And that sort of thing only really matters if you're listening to it fully as an album. Once the songs are in your playlist, then we all put songs. We can go from listening to Avril Lavigne to then going to listen to Slipknot. You don't always listen to music in a consistent theme. But I've got complete faith. Everything about this era. I think the one thing that I've criticised about this era is the logo. And the one thing that I'm begging for this album is, like he does in the Hello Heaven Hello music video, give Yungblud a chance to spread his wings and grow as an artist, because all throughout his career, you've listened to songs of his, and go back and watch any of my reaction videos. At some point, I will say, this sounds like this song by this artist. And it's always well-known artists and really well-known songs. So even going to really recent with When We Die, sounds like Champagne Supernova. Fleabag sounds like Smells Like Teen Spirit crossed with Heart Shaped Box. But then there's a few that you can say, yeah, it sounds a little bit like this, but it's got its own unique take on it. So Low Life sounds a bit like Gorillaz. You couldn't pinpoint a song. There's no Gorillaz song that sounds exactly like Low Life, if you know what I mean. I think this is something that he's aware of, because I remember seeing him talk about how he's had fun paying tribute to his idols, but this is him coming into his own, which I think's good, because, you know, he's still in his 20s. He's still very young. Is on his 4th album. He's had a massive amount of success, and it feels like this is taking it to the next level. I think this album is going to be absolutely phenomenal. All throughout the build-up, I've been like, I'll be happy if it's second best behind Weird, because I genuinely thought he'd never be able to top Weird. I might feel like a twat for saying this if the album's not what I think. I think this is going to top Weird. And even more than that, I think it's going to decimate it. I think we'll look at Weird as a stepping stone to this era. I think we're going to be blown away. And you know the best thing? We get this on the 20th of June. We get part 2 in October. And that's what I mean. I think this part 1 is going to blow us away. The fact that we're going to get a second part, it's fucking crazy. And this is from someone who is a massive fan, has been a massive fan, and I am not putting down any of his other work. I actually sort of disagree a little bit of this should be a goodbye to the past and a hello to the future. I think the message is right. I don't think you should shut the door on the past completely, and I don't think he would, because just because he's made Hello Heaven Hello now, let's not forget about Teresa, God Save Me But Don't Drown Me Out, Mars, Hope for Underrated Youth, Love Song, all, like those incredible songs. But I think the best from Yungblud is yet to come, and I'm so excited for it. So yeah, those are just my thoughts on Idols, what we're going to see, how we're going to feel, and how soon we're going to get it. This is coming out the day before Bloodfest. I'll be at Bloodfest. I will be reacting to the album in the hotel before I go to Bloodfest. I'm so fucking excited. I cannot wait. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of the video, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in a bit.